Check this out, I remembered the gloves today. Hello folks, John from Black Star Studio back again with part 3 of our how-to series. This time we're going to cover base coating with the airbrush. Working again on tulip, I've decided to just go for a fairly standard white flesh tone, so I've picked out scale 75's pink flesh for the base tone for the skin on tulip here. It's mixed in exactly the same way as we have done previously, only for base coating we want to be a little bit more careful about how we actually go about applying it, because we want it to stay quite thin so that we don't lose any of that lovely pre-shading that we've spent time creating. Scale 75 paints, worth pointing out, these are gel based, so you need to be mixed a little bit more solidly. You can see that there, just sat there at the bottom of the pot, not running off to either side or anything. So again, we you know, stick a bit of flow improver in, quite a lot in this particular case, because I want it good and thin. I'll give it a really good mix, because otherwise you'll get bits of pigment sort of collecting up. And you can see every so often there's a little bit of a darker bit rolling down back there. I'm not sure if it really shows up on the camera or not. There's a couple of thicker bits of paint. For the most part, as long as you've got most of it out, you'll be alright. But again, back to the airbrush, we're spraying again at around 20 psi. And as I say, we just want to be a little bit more careful with this one, a little bit more trigger control. As usual, I'll spray a little bit on the back of the board to make sure I've actually got some colour coming out. I don't know if you can see that so well, but a little bit at the back of the turntable turned nice and pink there for me. Right, so we'll start out. We're going to be as I said, mostly putting things down onto the flesh areas. As long as we put it down nice and thin, it's not the end of the world if we get a little bit onto other areas, because we will be covering most of the non-flesh with colours that will cover up the flesh without too much of a problem. So here, I'll spray onto my knuckle here so you can see what I'm doing. I just want to get a little bit of trigger control so you can see where it's changing there, because I want to come on, I want to be able to control exactly how dark, how opaque this paint is as it's going onto tulip here. I don't want it to be a super thick coat. There goes my compressor as usual. I mean, I have to practically shout at the camera to make sure you can hear me. But yeah, as long as I'm keeping tulip here in frame, should be able to see what's happening there. Keep going round. This paint dries remarkably fast, so you know, you can just keep going around. Make sure you get over the top into the crevices and bits that are normally hidden, top of the biceps and the like. When we come round to the underside, make sure you get into those armpits there. Yeah, as I turn it around, you should be able to see the fact, the way that the undershading is keeping certain areas darker than others, and there we go. So you can see there's a little bit there needs doing some more, I think. But as a general thing, you can see how the control on the airbrush makes sure that the undershading still shows through from that zenithal. So yeah, there's Tulip's base coat on for his flesh there. When we come back next time, we'll take it to the brush and we'll start doing a little bit more work defining all those muscles and making that flesh stand out. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please do give us a like and a subscribe, and take a look at the links in the description. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Happy painting.